On Minnesota's voter registration form, you can check-mark a box that says you don't need an ID, a social security number, or a driver's license. If a person walked up to election officials in Minnesota and inquired about registering Tim Tebow and Tom Brady to vote,
is it possible for a third party to register a group of voters?
For example, Timothy Tebow.
Just like we had one person, Thomas Brady.
Thomas Brady can't come in.
He's going through a lot of depression. He can't come in to register to vote. So
well, that's all right.
Yeah.
And you were saying this one gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thomas Brady. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't want to come in and vote.
Mm-hmm.
Would they be able to register other people to vote without showing any ID?
There's more than 15 there.
Okay, great.
Did you just want to take these? Is that going to be enough for you?
Do they need like IDs for each person?
No. You just fill out those forms.
Great. And now do I need to bring in their IDs or anything?
No.
No IDs, and they're just registered to vote?
They're just registered to vote.
Okay.
Right.
What facility
We would
are
probably
you?
already have them. Does it matter? Do I need?
No.
Do you need an ID for each?
No, I don't.
We do catch people that do things, and they're investigated and charged. But it is after the fact.
Right, after the fact. Okay.
Yeah. My election judges have a hard time with that.
Right,
And
because
it's
I mean, it
change
seems
the law,
like.
change the law.
But there would be no way of knowing if someone was misrepresenting themselves on the form. That's correct.
But we're not the police.
Right, not the police. Okay.
We're not the police.
Right.
Do you folks assist in voter registration?
They would put the paperwork together for it.
Is it possible for a third party to register a group of voters? So if I bring in their registration forms, would I need to bring their IDs in also?
No.
Okay. No IDs, and they're just registered to vote.
They're just registered to vote.
Okay.
Right.
Do they need like IDs for each person?
No. You just fill out those forms, and then, or if you want to help them, you can fill it out and then just have them sign right there next to the X.
Great. And now do I need to bring in their IDs or anything?
No.
All I have to do is bring in the completed forms, and that's all you would need for them to be registered.
Yep. What
We
facility
would
are
probably
you?
already have them. Does it matter? Do I need?
No.
Do you need an ID for each?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
And they don't need any ID to prove themselves? No?
If they don't have that, they just mark it on there that they don't have that.
Okay. Okay, so I could just bring in the forms and they wouldn't need an ID. I wouldn't need to bring in their IDs.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to take a couple of these and have some people fill them out, then you can bring them back in and they can mail them in.
Okay.
Would it be possible for me to get copies of these forms and
Distribute them to the nursing home?
those?
Sure. You can take some.
Yeah, we can give you. I can give you a form if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Do
And
you need more than one?
could I have 15?
15 of them? Sure, we got them here.
But if you just have them fill it out and mail it, or you can bring it back.
Do you have copies of the forms here?
Yep, they're
Or-
sitting right there. I don't know how
Right
many
here?
you need more than that.
Just about 20.
Where do you work?
Folks. Well, does that matter?
No. How many did you want?
I only need like 20, really.
Did you want 20?
20 would be perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. Did you just want to take these? Is that going to be enough for you?
That looks like that would suffice. So,
Great.
Going to help register people?
We'll see.
Well, great.
I'll just give you. There's more than 15 there.
Okay, great.
And you can just mail them in.
Mail them in. Okay, great.
Move them to the new address.
if a number of them are immobile, for example, Timothy Tebow actually, he got in a car accident recently, and I don't think he's going to be able to physically come in to cast a ballot and vote.
You can always absentee vote.
Okay, so I just bring out the filled out forms. Do they need to come in they don't need to
Nope.
come in themselves?
Nope.
Thomas Brady can't come in. He actually broke his leg over the weekend.
Sure.
So that's not possible. Okay.
No problem. Yep, so you just have them fill that out. And then in the back, you can just, you fold it in half and like fold this over, and you can mail it.
Okay. Now,
Because we have people with Parkinson's that can't, they're real shaky or whatever, so then they'll ask us to fill it in the ovals for them because they're not able to stay within the circle because they're so shaky. So, I mean, in that case, if
That's
they
Thomas
ask you
Brady,
to do,
one of our
if you ask if they ask you to do something like that, yes, you are able to do that.
Just like we had one person, Thomas Brady, just happened to be assaulted in Minnesota, so he's going through a lot of depression. He can't come in to register to vote. So
Well, that's all right.
yeah, just stuff like that.
And you were saying this one gentleman,
Yeah, Thomas Brady
doesn't want to come in and vote. So if he filled this form out, then he would get on the list where he would automatically, every election, get one of these forms in the mail, which he would then fill out and mail to us, and then we would send him a ballot.
Okay. And for absentee ballot applications, if they can't make it to the polls, could I bring in their applications also?
Yes.
Okay, I could bring in their applications. And what are the guidelines for perpetually receiving an absentee ballot?
Just fill this out.
Just fill this out.
These reasons. Yeah.
Okay.
For these reasons.
Okay, and then does he
Illness
have
or
to
disability.
does he have to go through a process, or no? He just
That's the process.
This is
checks
it.
off.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
So,
for-
theoretically, I could just say
There's no.
You could.
I'm ill for the rest of my life, and I could just get an absentee ballot for the rest.
You could.
I could,
There's no
yeah.
reason, police. You know,
There's no reason, police. Okay.
police to reason.
Okay.
Check on the reason.
For picking up their absentee ballots, how would that go?
Okay, they would have to fill out an absentee application. I can give you some of those as well.
Okay.
And then you would just have to either mail those. Those can be faxed in, but we do need the originals for the voter registrations.
Okay.
For absentee, you can fax those in, and then we'll mail them out the ballots.
They will receive a postcard telling them they're registered and where to vote.
Okay.
And then, of course, it will all change maybe because of redistricting.
Okay, I see. Okay, now would it be possible for me to bring in their absentee ballot applications to you? Okay.
There's an application.
And if you bring these in, we would, if you deliver these here in person, we would stamp these IP in person because they were delivered by you.
Okay.
And,
Or they can be mailed in.
yeah.
Okay.
And it has
do
to
they need
match
their
what's on the
signatures
state.
notarized or anything?
No.
No. Okay.
Here's an envelope that would
Okay.
come back to us. And here again, they would have to put the same number here that they put on here. And they have to sign
Okay.
it
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
and date it.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I'll just get the process started
Sure,
here.
no
I appreciate that. So I just bring out the filled out forms back here, and we're all set. And then they.
Or people much younger than 65 that fill this out.
I see.
I mean, because they have a legitimate reason.
But there would be no way of knowing if someone was misrepresenting themselves on the form. That's correct.
But we're going to say we're not the police.
Right. Not the police. Okay. All right. Thank you for your help. I think
welcome.
got all my questions answered.
Take that with
All right.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye. As far as, I mean, in theory, I could just, say I have some illness or disability that keeps me at home, and there's no way that the state would know otherwise. Is that even if it?
You are signing a statement
Right.
on the form that the information you are providing is true and correct.
That's it. So it's just kind of honor system.
Yes, I mean, it's been like that for many, many years. That Minnesota's kind of after the fact type of a state, and we do catch people that do things, and they're investigated and charged. But it is after the fact.
Right after the fact. Okay.
Yeah, my election judges have a hard time with that.
Right.
And
Because
it's
I mean, it
change
seems
the law,
like
change the law.
yeah, that's because it seems like anyone could just say I'm disabled or I have this,
Well,
and they could, and especially someone if
People do with
Right.
absentee voting because we don't have in law that you need a reason to vote absentee ballot.
So you don't even need a reason to vote absentee?
You do in
Okay.
Minnesota, but
Okay.
people lie.
Right.
They lie, and they'll just have it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't prove it.
Right.
It's like whatever. So I think eventually we'll get to the point where we'll have something similar to early voting, which has been on my laundry list since the 80s.
Right.
That I mean, it would really be nice to have
Right.
that, but
Do you know how frequently the voter fraud absentee happens?
Oh, we investigate. You know, every major election, there's something that comes up that needs checking into.
I see. And you think it could be prevented?
Well, it's hard to know. People will continue to vote if they're a felon. I mean, that'll happen because they claim I didn't know. So you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you want to have felons vote, and that was another issue that came up too. If they're not in prison, let them vote.